How's it going, guys? Dom here with Dom's Vlogs, and I want to say it's time for another one of those kind of days that I wish I'd go back to the past. It's story time with Dom! Yeah, I wish I had an intro for that. Yet I should praise myself before I start pissing myself, because I have done some very cool things back at the past as well. But, however, I've done a lot of stupid things in the past as well. But we're not talking about that. Today we're going to be talking about my very first time at looking at one of the Cartoon Network shows of all time, Ben 10. As all of you don't know, Ben 10 used to be about, well, basically a 10-year-old kid who messes with a watch called the Omnitrix that basically turns them into very cool aliens. And it really did hold up pretty well for Cartoon Network. So, what makes me kind of like to think of the first time I've watched Ben 10? Well, it wasn't the classic series. We'll get to the Ultimate Alien version. No, it was not the Omniverse version, although I do like that series pretty much. No, it was not the fucking awful reboot, pardon the language, but it was literally and figuratively Alien Force. Yeah, my first ever time watching Ben 10 was Alien Force. I think it was that part where Gwen's grandmother, was some alien called what do they call those things? Anidites? I don't even know. We're just gonna say it's an anidite, and they basically, she came there just to let her turn into an anidite or something. I don't even know. They say it takes 75 years to learn all that shit. But anyhow, I'm getting a hold of myself. I mean, it started with a nice little kind of thing that Brainstorm does by pointing out logical stuff. And they did that before in the Omniverse version, which I think was more comedy-based. Well, this one was just a fun playtime. I love Brainstorm, and he's probably one of my favorite aliens. I don't know why. It's got to be because of his monotone voice. Maybe it's because he's a cerebral crustacean. Or maybe because he really is got a very high intellect, like Gray Matter. Because I thought Gray Matter was a very funny character, too. Yeah, so then when I started watching the Ben 10 classics, I actually looked at them on YouTube, which really, you can look up anything on YouTube. They're just everywhere. And I think the classic one is actually holding up pretty well. I'd say it aged okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but it aged okay. We had new animation in the other version, but we did get back some couple of other aliens as well. Then when we head back to Ultimate Alien, which basically was sequel to Alien Force, in that Ben now has the Ultimatrix, which basically is an ultimate version of the Omnitrix. This kind of like ultimate version of the Omnitrix basically transforms these aliens into their ultimate versions. Ultimate Humongosaur basically is much more bigger, much more stronger, and also shoots rockets out of his hands. Ultimate Big Chill basically is more dangerous as well. He basically breathes fire that's so cold it burns. Ultimate Cannonball got more of a spiky feel to him. Ultimate Echo as well basically has a little bit of a, I think, sonic, I'm just gonna say a word to make me sound smart. Sonic inhibitors, maybe? That basically is just like his Echo, except it's much different. There's other Ultimate versions, but I don't want to go too in-depth into them. But, yeah, I think the Ultimate Alien series did hold up pretty well. It did have a couple of bad episodes, like Ultimate Sacrifice and, I forgot the other one. Something to do with Ben, using Echo to split into 3 different Bens so he can, do stuff. Because, I don't know, the characters are morons in that episode. Well, they're not morons, but they are literally dislikable in that episode. And then in the Ultimate Sacrifice, Ben just says goodbye to his ultimate forms, because they don't want to be stuck in there. I mean, the only good thing about Ultimate Sacrifice is we had Ghost Freak for, a couple of seconds? We didn't have a good form of him? Come on! I want to see Ghost Freak. We didn't see him until Omniverse, which basically is in the last episode where Ben has a new Omnitrix, which basically is he taps it, and then you can rotate this thing around, which is a holographic projection of the aliens' faces. And when he gets the right alien, if he does, he just takes it off, it unlocks, and then you just hit it, and he turns into the alien. which is much different. I mean, the aliens were really, really good in these Ben 10 stuff. The reboot one I never wanted to watch because it was that bad. It was terrible. I mean, the animation is ugly. It had no good like story development at all. And if it was a reboot of one of the greatest shows of all time, they could at least put some development, right? Wrong. They went to Teen Titans Go and Powerpuff Girls 2016. This is the reason why I think Ben 10 shouldn't have went straight into like Adult Swim. Think about it. Aliens in Adult Swim with crazy violence. You can imagine Ben as an adult with the Omnitrix. That'd be nuts. But we just had the stupid reboot version. I mean, they even changed Stinkfly in that reboot version. Stinkfly! One of the greatest aliens of all time. One of those aliens that literally looks like a fly. A stinky version of a fly. You see him in the original version. Then you see him in Ultimate Alien. Then you see him in Omniverse as that same old classic one that we enjoy. And what do they make this guy look like? The Bugman from the classic version. I mean, are you kidding me? I tell you, that sucked. It was awful, and I hate it. I mean, everybody actually hated this reboot. It was terrible. It was awful. The animation is stupid, and it has none of the original cast members at all. Okay, so didn't Ben 10, like, you know, the original voice actor for Gwen when she was young. I mean, that's okay. They still stick with Kevin just like they did with Ultimate Alien when he was a kid. I mean, for Kevin, I mean, like, in Omniverse, it had a little bit more of a good comedy, and it actually had a very good developed story. Hell, it had new characters. It had Princess Luma. It even went back to Atea. And we even had some new aliens like Bullfrag, Graph Attack, and even, like, some of the other aliens were pretty good, too. I mean, the classic ones still stand up as one of the craziest. Hell, Snero, the mummy, the alien mummy, actually has more fighting skills than you would see in the other version. I mean, the only time we saw him was... The only, like, last time we saw him in the classic version was the fact when Ben 10 had his own, like, son, Kenny. And even they developed him more better, too. He actually has, I think, I'm just going to call it the Morphatrix, where he has, I think, 2 Omnitrixes, and they basically turn him into 2 aliens, morphed together into one. Like, for example, Atomic X, that's Atomics and Alien X mashed together. Listen, Atomic X, those are the 2 most powerful aliens in history. It's one of my favorite aliens of all time. I love Atomics. I love Alien X. They're both the greatest things in the universe. They're really the best. And that's actually pretty cool how you can do that. And also we had the nice little thing with Ben, like, returning with Ghost Freak. And I actually did like the couple of versions of Ghost Freak. Ghost Freak was a nice alien, and I did enjoy him. Just I wish they'd give him more screen time. They couldn't at least not did something with that ectoneurite's consciousness existing in strands of DNA. I think of it, Ghost Freak is already dead looking, so what's the point of having a consciousness that exists in strands of DNA? They even, like, did more developing with Mike Morningstar and even Charmcaster. Does anybody know Charmcaster from the classic Ben 10 series? Even Alien Force and Ultimate Alien? She was kind of like that, I would say, sassiness of that. But I think after her father went back into, like, that portal in Ultimate Alien, she went berserk. She misses her dad. That's why she's so crazy. She's crazy, and she's nuts. I mean, I was figuring out, like, in, like, some of the episodes and stuff, why was she talking to her bag? Like, she's, like, saying, she's, like, going, like, all talking with the bag for some reason. Like, she holds it up, and then she just looks at it and just talks to it. Like, I'm like, why is she talking to him? And I'm like, wow. She literally turned her Uncle Hex, her boyfriend Mike Morningstar, her enemy Gwen, that turtle guy with the fiery head, and the Bazelle, which was part of the charms of Bazelle, into totems. Yet it's crazy. I mean, Charmcaster had developed into a, well, funny, but also very scary character. I mean, she's kind of a lunatic. If you don't know, I'm thinking of Dean Ambrose's theme song here. Anyhow, she literally was a developed character. I mean, I don't want to go too crazy into this video, but I want to say Ben 10 has gone up pretty good until we hit the reboot version. Now it just sucks now. I mean, can we have Omniverse back, please? Well, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for new videos. As always, stay scary, and I'll see you next time.